where can I pick the? I'm looking for your Facebook live.
We're not on Facebook, just only on
Sorry,
YouTube.
YouTube. I'm looking for a YouTube live.
Don't worry, just go and I'll send you the link. Coming to you now.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. We're starting the news at this hour looking at the red chambers where the Senate has shifted its plenary sitting from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. today. The clerk to the Senate, Andrew Mwoba, who announced the shift in a statement, said the action became necessary due to the opening ceremony for the first ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament fixed for 10 a.m., which the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, will be attending. From the judiciary, the Chief Justice in Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, has called on judges of lower courts to uphold their integrity and maintain the highest standards of ethics and professionalism in the discharge of their duties. Speaking in Abuja at the induction of newly appointed magistrates and judges of Sharia, area and customary courts, the CJN, represented by Justice Chidebere Uwa, emphasized that judicial independence is not only a constitutional requirement but also the foundation of public trust in the justice system. Justice Kekere-Ekun encouraged the newly inducted judicial officers to seek guidance from their more experienced colleagues, while stressing that final decisions must always reflect their own independent judgment. She further underscored the importance of timely and professional dispensation of justice, noting that delays continue to undermine the effective administration of justice. In the meantime, a federal high court sitting in Lagos has fixed July 10 for ruling on a no-case submission, filed by the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, in his trial over money laundering and fraud allegations. The presiding judge, Chukwujeku Aneke, reserved ruling after hearing arguments from counsel in the case yesterday. It will be recalled that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, rearranged Fayose and his company on an 11-count charge of money laundering to the tune of 6.9 billion naira, allegedly committed when he was the governor. The anti-graft agency on October 18, 2018, preferred the 11-count charge against Fayose and his company, stating that Musiliu Obanikoro, the former Minister of State for Defense, allegedly withdrew and delivered about 2.2 billion naira from a company, Sylvan McMara, that failed to carry out jobs approved by the then National Security Advisor, NSA Sambo Dasuki, counsel to the former governor, Kanu Agwabi. While making a no-case submission, argued that the prosecution failed to establish a prima facie case against Fayose. The counsel argued that Abiodun Agbale, who allegedly played a central role in the transactions, was not charged alongside Fayose, weakening the EFCC's case. In education, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has announced it will release the results of 379,000 candidates who sat for the rescheduled Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, on Wednesday. The resit was conducted between Friday and Monday following widespread complaints of technical and human errors during the initial UTME, which significantly impacted candidates' performance, especially in Lagos and the southeast. JAMB said the glitches necessitated rescheduling the exam, acknowledging lapses in its system. Recall that out of the 1.9 million candidates who took the original UTME, more than 1.5 million scored below 200 marks out of a possible 400, feeling concerned over the fairness and credibility of the exam. Speaking to journalists, JAMB spokesperson Dr. Fabian Benjamin confirmed the receipt results will be released on Wednesday. Back here, a landmark moment unfolded in Uyo as the Phoenix Woman Leadership and Development Initiative, a mentorship platform to train young girls in Akwa Ibom, officially launched in the state. The groundbreaking event marks the beginning of a bold new era of mentorship and leadership development for young girls in Akwa Ibom State. The unveiling also featured the onboarding of the initiative's first cohort, young girls selected to embark on a transformative journey guided by accomplished women leaders across various fields. Our correspondent James Emediong completes the report.
She described the program as a bridge between generations, dreams, and reality.
And yes, they went through a rigorous process to get here. Quite a number of people showed interest in the program, but it had to be done in such a way that only those who were very serious about it got on the program. And so if you're a mentee here, you know that you're privileged. There was a competition for that position you're sitting there. Our partners, friends, members of the press, thank you for coming. Today is no ordinary day. It is a defining moment, the official introduction of the Phoenix Women Leadership and Development Initiative. And also, we are onboarding our cohort 1 of project. They signify the rise of a powerful movement. A movement of women helping women soar. A movement of rekindled fire, intentional mentorship, and catalytic transformation. A movement that says, we see you, we believe in you, and we will work with you. You've just seen a glimpse of the phenomenal women behind this initiative in that video. We are bound together not just by bloodlines and marriages to Akwa Ibom indigents or by Akwa Ibom State, but by a shared commitment to raise the next generation of grounded, visionary, and impactful women that has Akwa Ibom attached to their names. We are here because we believe something simple yet revolutionary is going to happen. When one woman rises, she does not rise alone. She lifts others with her. That's what we are. Inside every young woman in Akwa Ibom lies a dream waiting to be unlocked, a voice longing to be heard. And the mentors sensed that. That's why they bought into this idea. A spark ready to light up her world and beyond. And what makes that possible? Mentorship. Mentorship is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. It is a bridge between potential and purpose. Our mentees are full of potential.
Also at the event, the keynote speaker encouraged the mentees present to embrace courage, face their fears, and understand that failure is simply a stepping stone towards greatness.
The power of mentoring, the power of networking. You need the right person in the right place at the right time to aid you to go to where you are going, empowering your growth process. That network is key to unlocking your potentials. So I encourage you again, that supportive network, women that are like-minded, like our mentors that came together to form this initiative, the Phoenix Women Leadership and Development Initiative. There's something called FEAR. Took it upon themselves to create this initiative to give us young ladies the support system we need, because they are building a legacy. They're making this world a better place for even the ladies that are not yet born. That support system is what we are embracing today, and it's what we are going to enjoy today. It's not yet over.
The atmosphere at the event was electric with inspiration as mentors ranging from entrepreneurs and corporate executives to medical professionals and creatives shared their commitment to shaping the next generation of female trailblazers. The initiative focuses on mentorship, leadership training, personal development, and self-confidence building. The high-profile event attracted a wide array of notable Setapat Academy and CEO.
In the meantime, United Nations ECOSOC Peace and Positive Living Awareness Center, PEPALAC, hosted the 2025 South-South Peace Conference, an inaugural ceremony in celebration of World Peace Day. The event, themed Cultivating a Culture of Peace, Fostering Peaceful Coexistence, the imperatives in our contemporary society, was held in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State. A correspondent, Esther Toyo, who was at the event, completes the report.
The 2025 South-South Peace Conference, organized by United Nations ECOSOC Peace and Positive Living Awareness Center, PEPALAC, brought together a diverse assembly of stakeholders, including government officials, civil society organizations, international and zonal peace advocates, as well as newly inducted ambassadors for peace. In his welcome address, the South-South Zonal Coordinator, Ambassador Kufre Jeffat, noted that the South-South region inaugural and World Peace Day celebration of UN PEPALAC served as a platform to rediscover a true solidarity against all forms of conflicts. He highlighted some programs carried out by UN PEPALAC South-South Zone to include scholarships, medical assistance, and water projects to remote communities, among other projects.
This South-South region inaugural and World Peace Day celebration of UN PEPALAC serves as a platform to rediscover a true solidarity against all forms of conflicts and opprobrium. The essence of today's event extends beyond some activities for peace resolutions, but it is a broader impact of significant fostering of South communities, Nigeria and the world at large, into a coexistence innovation for true peace. In my opinion, the time is now right to reflect on the number of questions and answers towards promoting peace, and that will have promoted coexisting peace in our contemporary society.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the occasion, Ambassador Sunday Sampson, said UN PEPALAC plays a vital role in promoting peace, security, development, and positive living among people worldwide. He encouraged the public to seek peaceful coexistence and harmonious living in a world where there are insurgency, war, criminality, and general insecurity. Also, the keynote speaker, Dr. Peter Ikwere, while stressing on the theme, cultivating a culture of peace, fostering peaceful coexistence, the imperatives in our contemporary society, emphasized that in promoting peace, the world must prioritize education, health, housing, job creation and security, and adequate care for the elderly. He added that there must be government policies to tame impunity and rascality in the society.
ECOSOC is one of the 6 organs of social, economic, and cultural awareness, dedication to peace, coexistence, and social to promote higher standards of living, peace, humanitarian activities, including education, cultural, and social events.
Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Lebanon's recently elected President Joseph Aoun have called for an end to Israeli attacks on Lebanon. The two leaders made the call in Cairo while continuing their efforts to strengthen ties with the Arab world. Reports say Israel continues to regularly strike Lebanon after a U.S. brokered ceasefire agreement ended a month-long war with the powerful militant group Hezbollah in November. Hezbollah said its military presence in southern Lebanon has largely subsided, but has called out Israel for its military presence on Lebanese territory near the border. On the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump says Russia and Ukraine will immediately start negotiating towards a ceasefire and an end to the war after a 2-hour phone call with Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. Trump, who described the conversation as having gone very well, also said conditions for peace would need to be negotiated between the two parties. Putin had reportedly said he was ready to work with Ukraine on a memorandum on a possible future peace agreement, but did not address demands from the United States and European countries for an unconditional 30-day ceasefire. Trump also spoke with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who said this is a defining moment and urged the U.S. not to distance itself from talks. Reports say while Trump has expressed positivity towards his conversation with Putin, there was no indication about when peace negotiations would take place or if Moscow is prepared to make any concessions on its demands for a ceasefire. Still on the foreign scene, China's central bank has cut 2 key interest rates to historic lows as Beijing battles to stimulate its economy amid seesaw trade tensions with the United States. Beijing and Washington have been locked in a bruising trade war, but last week agreed to slash sweeping tariffs on each other's goods for 90 days. The deterioration in trade ties comes as China's economy faces persistent headwinds from a long-term domestic spending slump, a protracted debt crisis in the property sector, and high youth unemployment. The People's Bank of China said today that the one-year loan prime rate (LPR), the benchmark for the most advantageous rates lenders can offer to businesses and households, would be cut from 3.1% to 3.0%. It added that the 5-year LPR, the benchmark for mortgage loans, was cut from 3.6% to 3.5%. Still to come in the news. NSC disqualifies 6 athletes over anti-doping issues in 2024 Getaway Games. Stay tuned for details of this and more in a moment. Thanks for staying tuned, and now we'll bring you the concluding part of the news at this hour. On our business news, the Association of Metal Manufacturers of Nigeria has accused the federal government of sidelining local manufacturers in favor of foreign firms for multi-million-dollar contracts in the power sector. The group said the Transmission Company of Nigeria recently awarded electricity meter contracts worth over $100 million to two Chinese companies despite the capacity of indigenous manufacturers to handle the project. In a statement issued in Abuja, the president of Amon, Durasola Omogbegun, said the deal was executed under a World Bank-funded program, ignoring previous warnings from local manufacturers about the inefficiency and slow pace of such foreign procurements. He said only 75,000 out of the 1.25 million meters contracted have been delivered, more than a year after the deal was signed, with none installed so far. Still in business, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has said that the Naira for crude deal allowed it to of petrol, which reduced cost at the pumps. This is even as the company affirmed that the prices of petrol will remain affordable and stable. The company's, in a release, signed its group Chief Branding and Communications Officer Anthony Chiegina said the decision to maintain price stability reflects its commitment to supporting the Nigerian economy and alleviating the burden on consumers from the increase in fuel prices by maintaining price stability. Dangote added that the decision to maintain price stability despite crude price fluctuations underscores its dedication to providing affordable, reliable and high-quality petroleum products without compromising operational efficiency and sustainability. The company therefore assures all stakeholders, consumers, partners and the government of its continuous dedication to operational excellence and national service. On our health news, medical experts have decried the growing shortage of practical facilities across many universities, saying the development is impacting the quality of training for medical laboratory science students in Nigeria. They expressed worry that medical laboratory science, a field that relies heavily on practical skills, is being taught in overcrowded classrooms without sufficient access to essential equipment and laboratory space. They further warned that unless universities reduce admission numbers and invest in laboratory infrastructure, the competence of future medical lab scientists could be severely compromised. The Chairman, Board of Fellows, Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria, Bona Nledim, lamented that the unchecked admission of students into the program was compromising the standard of training and professional readiness of graduates. We move now to sports, where the National Sports Commission NSC, has disqualified 6 registered athletes with anti-doping issues, saying they cannot compete for medals at the ongoing National Sports Festival tagged Gateway Games 2024. The athletes are Marcus Okon, representing Akwa Ibom State in para-athletics, Ayebeke Okoyemi, representing Bayelsa State in gymnastics, and Karim Shukurat, representing Lagos State in kickboxing. Others include Ogun Semilore Cynthia, State in kickboxing, Anima Shaun Sophia, representing Lagos State in para-power lifting, and Omwale Joshua, representing Bayelsa State in kickboxing. The decision was made after a strategic joint meeting of the main organizing committee and the local organizing committee of the Games on Monday. According to a statement signed by the Commission's Director of Press, Kehinde Ajayi, the decision is in line with global best practices and the World Anti-Doping Agency WADA code. Still in sports, outgoing Arsenal midfielder Jogno will play in the FIFA Club World Cup as Flamengo player. According to football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, this is coming after the Italian midfielder received the green light from Arsenal. Jorginho will sign a 3-year contract with Flamengo that will see him remain at the club until 2028. He will join the Brazilian club as a free agent from the Gunners at the end of the season. On entertainment news, Nollywood actress Jumoke George has reunited with her long-lost daughter Adiola after being trafficked to Mali and separated from her family for 4 years. The news of her return comes weeks after Jumoke George went public with her heartbreak, revealing in a tearful interview that she hadn't seen or heard from her daughter in years. Adiola was received back in Nigeria by actress and producer Biola Adebayo, who had been instrumental in bringing public attention to the story, as well as fellow actor Niyi Johnson. And that's all we have on the news at this hour. Do well to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. This has been Spectrum Television News at Noon. I am Uyai MM. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.